My topic for today is what is the American dream in 2025, man? That's what I was thinking about. What is the American dream in 2025? So one thing I can tell you, it's not the American dream of 1985, not the American dream of 1995, it is not the American dream of 2005. And when I mention that, historically the American dream was, wife and kids, wife and two kids, white picket fence, owning a home, sending your kids to great schools, being able to save enough money for them to go to college, and all that kind of stuff, man. And it's just like now, those times aren't here no more, man. As far as that American dream. In that American dream, most people, you might have worked at the post office, you worked in a factory job, jobs like that. You could retire. You could retire, do your 30 years, retire, the company will take care of you. And then you're kind of good, man. You're kind of living an American dream, man. You did your time, now you're good. Now, those factories, they're overseas now. They don't exist anymore, man. You can go to Amazon or something and go work a little bit, but you're not getting no pension from them. Now, with the post office, you can get a pension, but their pay at this point in time, man, you can't. If you have a family, you can't raise a family off a post office salary no more, man. It ain't like that no more. It's crazy, right? A post office always used to be, thought of as a noble job, and it is a noble job. I got much respect for it, but it ain't the same. You can't. Those guys are doing DoorDash and Uber too, just like everybody else. You gotta have a second job, third job to make ends meet. Now, it's a shame. It's a shame. That was our American dream. But pulling forward to today, that American dream of yesteryear isn't popping off the way it was back in the day. Like nowadays, man. And I'm talking, Gen Xers, some really the millennials, really like the housing market. Those guys can't even afford to buy a house, man. You know what I mean? It's, they can't afford to buy a house. They're renting a house. That's one. Two, those guys got debt up to their eyeballs, man, from going to school. Of course, like they say, you go to college, graduate, do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get the job, supposed to do your thing. A lot of those guys did that, and they're not getting that American dream, man. They can't afford a house. They're paying, it's like they're paying two mortgages, one being their rent and the other being their student loans, man. They still owe. It's gonna take them another 20 years to pay, and they're 55 by the time they pay their student loans. So that's just bad, man. I'd say the American dream of 2025 is not having any debt, man. If you can get through and not have any debt, you're good to go, man. You are good to go. If you can navigate, towards your 30s, 35, going 40, and you be debt free, you are way ahead of the others. Way ahead of the others, man. In home, with all that stuff. As far as the American dream, man. And it's sad for me to see some of this stuff, man. I'm fortunate enough to, I did 20 years in the military. I've got a VA loan, and I get military retirement stuff. So it's kind of, I guess I can say I'm touching the American dream in 2025. I've got a house. I'm very, very thankful and blessed that I have that, man. But I see a lot of others they're not getting it, man. They're not getting it, and they don't see no hope of getting towards it. You know, I mean, you can do things like move to another state where the housing is lower. Now, housing price is a lot lower, but you know, on the flip side of that, in those states, those jobs, if you don't have a particular skill, those jobs aren't paying a lot, so it kind of evens out, man. So you're kind of still screwed. So man, I wanted to speak up on this a little bit because I see videos all the time, man. You know, on YouTube and you know even on TikTok sometimes about you know, the American Dream's dead. And I see people talking about their experiences where they're going to be lifelong renters. They're not going to ever be able to afford a home, or you know, can't go on vacation. You just can't do nothing, man. So, but my question also that I have is the American dream or an American dream achievable? Yeah, it's achievable, man. It's achievable. I mean, you got to, you know, I guess what I can say is if you're going to college, you got to get into a field that pays that money, man. You got to be smart with your money. You know what I'm saying? And it can't be underwater basket weaving. You can't get a degree in, you know, liberal arts and things like that, you know, and expect to come out making six figures plus. You can't do that, man. You gotta, you know, get in the tech fields, you know, you know, I don't know, I want to say the doctor, lawyer things, because that's not, everybody can't do that. But you're gonna have to get something. You're gonna have to do your due diligence coming up, next generation, and pick something that's worth going to school for, man. And manage the loan money that you take, man. Have some financial literacy. I mean, a lot of us growing up, man, I was cheap, so I didn't pull out a lot of student loans before I went to the military, but they didn't teach us. I know that in schools now they teach financial literacy, but back then they didn't teach us financial literacy, man. I didn't learn how to write a check until I was 18 and in college, man. I didn't know. I had no clue. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, imagine you're going to college and you're this young 18-year-old, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed that just went. You know, you're at the financial aid office and they're putting this information in your face like, hey, you get $20,000 for the year. You know, you have to pay it back after you graduate and get your job. You know, a lot of those people back then just signed it, man. They didn't think about it. They didn't call the parents to ask them. You know, so yeah, the American dream, man. Nowadays, it's like I said, go back to American dream is not having any debt at all, man. That's not having any debt at all. I think the kids in this generation coming up, Gen Y and like the Gen Alphas that's about to kind of pull on, they're gonna have a lot more information than we did coming up. You know what I mean? A lot more of them are going into trades where you get trained for a job and then you can, you know, you make your money. You don't have no loans or nothing. A lot of those guys are doing that. You know, you still got the military to where you can go to the military 4 years and you can get out and get a VA loan. And then, you know, they'll pay for your college too if you want to. You know what I mean? There's avenues to do it, but it just has to be thought about. You can't just go through it willy-nilly and just throw crap against the wall and hope it stick. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be precise and plan it, man, to get this American dream in 2025. It's still achievable. I'll say that. It's still achievable, man. But it's gonna take some work. It's going to take some work. So we're at about 10 minutes now. That's what I think about the American dream, man. If you don't have no debt today, you're good. And the younger generation right now, they have a chance if they plan properly and get their stuff together. All right, so that's it. Until next time, you guys take it easy.